Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Yes, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, but as you might have guessed from the everything. So yeah, I've been quite busy and I haven't had much time to really be doing any of these videos like I said I would. But now things are starting to get settled again. I can actually put some time into making some of these videos for you. So yeah, I'm going to try and get back to it. Again, this is going to be a very relaxed channel. So I'm not going to commit to any kind of regular releases or anything like that. It's just going to be a little bit of fun, just a little bit something to do when I've got a bit of downtime between comics and projects and things which I'm writing, and also just to tell you about the things I'm doing, as well as tell you about comics which I'm really enjoying at the moment. So to start off, and as a big sort of welcome back to the channel, what I'm going to start off talking about is, of course, one of my own books, which has just released just last week, last Wednesday, to celebrate Pride Month, with the release of the Pride Omnibus. The Pride Omnibus collects everything I've done for the series for Pride for the last 11 years, all into one big book, which is being printed by Dark Horse Comics as part of their deal with Comixology Originals. As such, it's a collection of literally everything I've done, everything I've poured my heart and soul into, because this project is very much my baby, and it's like the big love of my life. And yeah, it's in one gorgeous omnibus edition wrapped around with this gorgeous Ricardo base wraparound cover. Dark Horse have done an absolutely extraordinary, stellar job on putting this book together. It looks absolutely gorgeous throughout, with all the artists who've been involved, everyone getting credited and everyone getting like really big moments to shine. Some of these creators just being like local indie creators from here in the UK, with their first sort of mainstream comic book release. So yeah, it's kind of huge for a lot of people, including myself. So obviously, if you were interested in LGBTQ superheroes and supporting me as an LGBTQ inclusive writer and creator, and of course gay man, that would be really awesome if you could check out at your local comic shop, at your local bookstore, or any online retailer which is your particular favorite to use, where you can now order the Pride Omnibus. So if you're new to me or my work, you might be wondering, what is the Pride? Well, The Pride is basically a comic book series about a team of all LGBTQ superheroes who form to come together and form to create a team to fight against misrepresentation and create a more diverse community of superheroes in their world. They really want to show that queer superheroes can be awesome and big time superheroes, and not just the sidekicks, not just the friends, not just the butt of a joke or anything like that. They really want to show that they can be big damn heroes too. And that is kind of what the core principle of the Pride was. The Pride as a series was made pretty much in response to what I perceived as a fan growing up, and particularly as a fan growing up coming to terms with my own sexuality, of a lack of LGBTQ superheroes, or at least lack of openly LGBTQ superheroes. While there were one or two around when I was a teenager growing up, I actually didn't know about them because they very rarely appeared in comic books, and they rarely appeared and openly talked about being a queer person. As such, it kind of felt like, you know, I couldn't be the hero, I couldn't be the one who saves the day. I always had to be the sidekick or the comedy foil, and that didn't really sit well with me. Similarly, obviously, there's all kinds of comics which could be argued to be analogies or metaphors for the queer experience and for queer representation. But at the end of the day, when a metaphor is all you have, it just becomes another kind of closet, a more see-through, invisible closet, but still a closet nonetheless. Because if it's not openly talked about, you're given the impression that it can't be openly talked about. The Pride was very much about combating that and seeing if there was a place for an openly LGBTQ superhero team out there in the world. What I discovered pretty quickly when doing Comic Cons and shows and things was that absolutely there was, and there was actually an audience for it. In fact, there was an eager audience for it, because while that audience may not be as big as your mainstream audience, they desperately want to be seen and have stories where they get to be the lead characters and heroes. Thus, The Pride was made self-published for the first 6 issues, as well as a 5-issue spin-off series called The Pride Adventures, which contains short self-contained stories, which basically expanded on the characters and world a bit more, so people got to see more of their favourite superheroes from The Pride, such as Fabman, Wolf, Muscle Mary, Twink, Frost, Angel, Bear, Stand, and even more. We then got picked up by Comixology Originals to create a second season for the Pride, which was called Fame Monster, and that is now collected in this collection, which is also the first time that particular season has ever been in print. So this book collects everything, all the books which I self-published before and have done Kickstarters for back in the past, plus the Comixology Original season, all in one gorgeous book, which just, like I say, it's just beautiful. I mean, just look at it and just look at that lovely little dark horse bit there, you know? I mean, I've got a dark horse book, guys, a dark horse book. So you might be wondering, would you like the Pride? If you've never actually read it, or you've never checked out that particular thing, or maybe if LGBTQ superheroes isn't particularly your idea of something you actively look for, would you enjoy the Pride? What I would say is, if you enjoy superhero stories from the likes of Chris Claremont or Scott Lobdell, or books like the X-Men or the Avengers or the Justice League, then absolutely you're going to love the Pride. In particular, if you're a big fan of superhero stories which have that element of soap opera about them, then the Pride is definitely for you. Also, I'd say fans of certain manga, particularly the series My Hero Academia, would actually find something to love in the Pride. The Pride is also set in a superhero society, so a world where superpowers are commonplace and most people have some kind of super ability. That obviously is the core concept and setting that My Hero Academia takes place in, and similarly the Pride does too. Granted, they're not the same world, so don't think I'm doing some sort of crossover. It is definitely its own book, but like I say, we have a very similar vibe going on for us in that respect. Similarly, if you are a fan of that series for how it explores what is being a hero and heroism itself and why people choose to do what they do, then the Pride Omnibus is probably going to be a good story for you. The Pride very much talks about similar themes, although much less about the act of actually being a hero and more about being a part of the community and why that is important to the particular characters in the team. The Pride Omnibus features art from numerous creators, some of whom have even gone on to work at Marvel and DC, so you can find work from the likes of Chris Anker, Gavin Mitchell, Jamal Campbell, Corey Smith, Maxim Gabrini, Hector Barros, and many, many more, all in one gorgeous collection. The Pride Omnibus is essentially a collection of 17 comics, all into one oversized book. It's just shy of 500 pages, and honestly, it's actually selling at a ridiculously low price point considering the amount of content that's in there. So what I would say is that this is the greatest present you could get someone for Pride Month. Granted, I'm a little bit biased, but honestly, if you know any kind of gay geeks in your life, any kind of queer nerds, then like this is going to be something they'll find fun. Similarly, if you just like superhero stories and want to check out a different point of view, then why not check out the Pride? The Pride Omnibus, as I say, is available everywhere from now this Pride Month. So whether it be a digital store or whether it be your local comic shop or even a big chain bookstore, you will be able to find the Pride or get them to stock it. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here, and like I say, I'm going to work on some new videos to talk about and review some other comics which I'm enjoying and things like that, and maybe even a few other books you should be checking out this Pride Month. So for now, goodbye, sorry for the absence, welcome back to Joe Glass Comics, and once again, please, 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 please go and check out the Pride Omnibus. Thank you.